flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Agenda item 3, public participation, recognition of guests and communications. Ms. Grimm.
It is middle level leadership week in Illinois, and since we are fresh off of our student council convention, I thought I would just highlight some of the things that student council has done this year. I do want to thank you all for allowing us the opportunity to participate in the overnight convention. It is a wonderful leadership opportunity for our students, and I am happy to report that my kiddos were excellent ambassadors for Oakwood while we were there. And interestingly enough, Illinois does something right. We are the only state in the United States of America that has a dedicated junior high student council like this. At one point, Oregon had one, but it fell away. The rest of them are tied into high school, so we do something right. At convention, we were recognized for supporting the state service project, which was Feeding Illinois. We sent them $150. For collecting pop tabs for the Ronald McDonald House, we brought 137.5 pounds with us to drop off. We hosted a mid-year workshop for our district, which was 9 schools, 86 students, and 9 advisors. And we also attained honor council status, and that is something only 21 out of the 94 member schools achieved this year in our state. Locally, we were busy all year. We volunteered at the River to Rail Ride fundraiser to help raise money for the trail. Members ran homecoming activities at the grade school. We volunteered at the Festival of Trees and decorated both a tree and a gingerbread house for the auction. We are a sponsor of the Oakwood Area Food Pantry Turkey Trot. We do that every year, and we also provided 48 cans of icing for their Easter food baskets. We purchased 8 Christmas trees for the houses to decorate in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. With the help of the Oakwood Men's Club, we purchased a cooler for the staff lounge because Pepsi took the pop machine away, and the staff did not react well to that. So we keep it stocked with various forms of caffeine, and it is actually now paid for itself. So we use the profits from this to help fund convention, donations to the food pantry and the state service project, and did not have to do additional fundraisers. We ran concessions for the home games for the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, basketball, volleyball, and we were even able to help out at high school once, which was nice. We popped a lot of popcorn, hundreds of pounds of popcorn between concessions and providing popcorn for the class and grade level reward parties. We sold dipping dots during concessions to help benefit the 8th grade class, and we allowed groups to sign up to work concessions to earn money. We hosted a Christmas dance. Members came out here and helped wrap the Christmas gifts for the Angel Tree recipients. We served as reading buddies for Miss Brown's kindergarten class all year. Our members served refreshments after the dare ceremony. Our annual coin war raised $1,813.96 for the dwelling place, and they will use it to provide hygiene products and needed supplies to disadvantaged youth throughout our county. Last week, we made butterbeer floats, and we sold them to all the staff and any 6th, 7th, and 8th grade student who wanted one. We had 2 delegates attend a week-long leadership camp last summer, and I have between 5 and 8 interested in going this year. 5 of them completed scholarship applications, and we hope to hear back this week on who will receive financial assistance to go. So we stay busy. To highlight the importance of student council at this age, I hear from a lot of previous members about a lot of different things. It's nice that they stay in touch, but one in particular has come to me numerous times over the last 5 years to tell me how her experience at student council and this level changed her life. She was able to continue in student government in high school, and she held a state office. She was able to do it in college at the University of Illinois, and I was the first person she called when she got elected. And she'll tell you, she earned a trip to Washington, D.C. from this. She's met many government officials. Well, she's graduating from Brown University next month. And she came and saw me and she said, Mrs. Grimm, you're still helping. Student council's still helping. She went on a job interview. And one of the first questions they asked her was, as a soon-to-be graduate, what leadership skills are you able to offer us? And she told me, she just smiled at him and said, let me tell you how I started in junior high student council and where it took me. And she said she was just totally prepared. So thank you for listening, and thank you for allowing us the opportunity to belong to a wonderful state organization.
How many did you send to the state convention?
We took 9 this year.
9, okay.
That's all that was in it. We have conflict with track.
Oh, yeah.
I have taken up to 32, which is an adventure. If I could do it, guys, I would take people every month. It is the most amazing experience. We had 2 fabulous speakers. I brought a sample thing if anybody wants to see it of our program. They are jam-packed, but it is just a wonderful experience. I will take whoever wants to go, but unfortunately with track, they have to kind of make a decision sometimes.
How many members do you have?
30 this year.
Thank you, Ms. Graham.
Thank you.
Agenda item 5, consent agenda. I hope everybody had a chance to review the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve as presented?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Motion by Janeski, seconded by Lynn, to approve the consent agenda items as submitted. Hart,
Yes.
Hicks,
Yes.
Janeski.
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Woodard.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 1.
Agenda item 6, FOIA requests.
If you'll remember last month, this ACB, I had received 4 FOIA requests for financial data from the district. Ended up being 10. And it just wasn't us. It was every school district in Vermilion County. And from what I understand, it was across the state. They're still working backwards, trying to figure out who the organization is, or if this is just a totally AI generated platform with someone trying to work the system to make money. Because once again, if you do not reply to these, they threaten to sue you, and our school attorneys, ours included, basically said if you don't reply, they could sue you, and basically what they want you to do is not reply and then pay their attorneys legal fees, which is attached to, they're getting kickbacks off that. So no more in the last 2 weeks, but we got up to 10. We sent them the same link with access to State Board of Education with all our archived financial records that they can go on and look at our AFRs and get all the information that they asked for. So haven't heard back from them in 2 weeks, and really I haven't heard any of the other superintendents say that
All they really wanted was AFRs.
Yes. Financial reports. So,
That'd be a lot of financial reports to look through, isn't it?
well, and they were going back to, they're going back to 2007, 2008. They're looking for reports that we don't even legally have to keep. So, yeah, and the first Monday is when our regional board for the superintendents meet, and nobody had gotten a reply back from them that this isn't what they wanted, or it was just like, they were just pumping them out there to see what they could find. So I don't know, kind of strange.
How many pages do you have to have before you start billing them for those?
Well, I'm not copying anything for them. I just send them a link. If they want to go look, let them go look. And if that's not suitable, they will typically reply to you and tell you they would like something more specific. But it was becoming a waste of time, trust me.
Thank you, Mr. Mulvaney. OEA. Ms. Graham.
Hello. Betwixt and between pop tabs, butterbeer, and getting ready for convention last week, Mr. Mulvaney and I met a couple of times and got through some things and resolved some things on the list, so that was wonderful. The Discipline and Handbook Committee is scheduled to meet next Wednesday. I don't think there will be snow this time, so hopefully we will not have to reschedule, because that's what happened pretty much every other time. We'll have elections coming up soon because we will have new officers and building reps. So once we know that, we'll let everybody know who those people are. And then the Oakwood Education Association is sponsoring a booth at the United We Cook event, which will be at the Civic Center graduation weekend. Yours truly was invited to be a celebrity chef. And I explained to them I am neither a celebrity nor a chef, but they assured me that yes, indeed, I was the person they wanted. So I will be serving Texas caviar. But the Oakwood Education Association wanted to give something back to the community, so they are going to actually sponsor the booth. So I think that's it.
Thanks. Thank you. Agenda item 8, administrative reports. Mr. Mulvaney.
Really not much of anything. It's we're going to blink and it's going to be graduation and the school year is going to be over. Like Mrs. Grimm said, she and I have met a couple times, which I thought was very productive, and there's some things that we've got to get finished, and have been talking to the building administrators and trying to get things put in place, kind of things that they need for next year. And it's going to be that time where we're going to need supplies, and we're going to need summer help for John, and we're going to jump out of school right into the summer, and we'll blink and we'll be back here doing this again. So that's really all I've got.
Yeah. Any questions for Mr. Mulvaney? Thank you, sir. Curriculum, Ms. Kimbrough.
Today I finished up IAR and ISA makeups, so the deadline is the 18th, so we're cutting it a little close, but they're all done. And I have ACT makeups next week, and then we should be done with state assessments, and then we go May 1st into our last round of map testing. So then but hit all the deadlines and made it through. ACT was interesting just because it was one, not the SAT, but the ACT first. Secondly, it was a different format than it was before. So we had a few bumps, and so we'll sit down and talk about how to make that a little bit better next year. So.
Any question for Ms. Kimbrough? Thank you. Oakwood High School Principal, Ms. Smith.
I just want to say thank you very much to Michelle and Stephanie Marsh for organizing everything with ACT, collaborating with the teachers, making sure they were prepared and had training. And thank you to Chris, who came out to help with the technology issues, Chromebooks not charged or whatever else happened. I thought it went, although it seemed maybe not as smooth to Michelle and Stephanie, from my eyes, it looked very smooth. Everyone got there. We only had a couple makeups, so it was great. The project success coordinator for the high school just sent me her kind of wrap up report from March today. So you have a copy. That's just a summary of what they did with project success. And we are really, really thankful for that program. And we've already seen some positive results in the decline in missing assignments and increase in some grades. So we really appreciate that. And the work that Michelle has done on funding for that. Oh, and graduation obviously is coming up. We're prepared for that at OGS. And then also we have our senior honors night, awards night on May 7th at 6 o'clock in the gym. So you guys are all welcome to join in and celebrate our seniors and their accomplishment.
Any question for Ms. Smith? Thank you. Assistant Principal AD, Mr. Steele.
Okay, so spring sports are moving along. Things are going well. They're in conference play, and it looks like we're going to have, I don't know about this weekend's weather, but things have to look a little bit better. Track and field county is next Thursday, so that is coming up. One thing that competitive cheer asked is that the IHSA has allowed competitive cheer to have two more competitive dates for their schedule. They're allowed 6 dates to compete. Now they're going to 8. They wanted to know if that was possible in the budget for next year, because those things can be kind of pricey. I don't, we pay those out of Impress and everything. I don't know if that is in the budget or if that's okay, but they just kind of wanted to know that. The other stuff we had was equipment I've been talking to. I'm waiting on a quote back from Daktronics for shot clocks. Basketball shot clock rule does not take into effect until not this year, but the following season. I think it'd be great to get those earlier and because some of the tournaments this next basketball season, they will be using shot clocks. So maybe having those installed maybe over the summer and the fall would be great, just so we can get those in, so that some of the teams could use them and start getting used to it. Datronics does not, they do not put them up, or that's not installation, but I did get word from another AD that they found someone that does them for like a pretty good price, pretty fair price. So once I get a quote, I'll be in touch with everybody on that. So I think that's about it.
Okay.
Everything else is in my report.
Any question for Mr. Steele?
I have a question about the College Express kids driving. Do the parents sign permission slips for them to drive now? So
I can comment on that if you don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had parent permission slips for special circumstances with work. However, one of the things that is going to be a recommendation from us on the handbook is that students are required to drive, or are required to ride the transportation. We've had several accidents during that time period, and I am concerned about the student safety moving forward. I know it was like that before, and then COVID happened, and then some different things occurred, but I think it would be best for the students of district to go back to the required bus transportation. That's an opinion, that's based on like the accidents that we've had. I think there's been 6 with students, and then, you know, it's kind of protects your liability as long as the students are in the.
is a bus going back and forth currently?
Yes, so there is already, and we only have a couple students that ride, but that's totally up to, you know, the board and what you guys think. That would be a recommendation.
You only had a couple students that ride the bus, the rest take the cars?
I think, yeah, like we were talking, I know Bill and I talked briefly about that today. And I can't remember what all was said, but I think also, like, Bill and I talked about one of the problems, the major issues is attendance. That these kids aren't going to class. And
deaf is communicating as well.
that lets us know the attendance, and I'm like, okay, what's the penalty here? And they're like, oh, well, you know, they're just it's like up to the professor. And Bill and I talked a little bit about, well, maybe we need a policy on attendance. Like if you miss, like the CNA program, you can't miss more than 8 days, I think, and then you're dropped. That's one of the programs there that's like, they have this limit. I think we need to have, as a school, like if you drop so many days, because they don't want to drop them, I'm like, okay, we're going to drop you then. Yeah.
It's also a financial investment for each student who takes.
And a privilege, and there's just a lot of attendance issues right now.
What's the percentage of the people that are passing?
Well, that's the thing. Okay, so here's the thing. We got a student that's missed a lot of days and she's still passing.
Yeah.
Like, so is that okay? I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like, I don't know. I talked to the attendance lady yesterday from DAC, and it was just very gray. Very gray. Like, well,
The College Express, this is a different program than, say, the kids who take
dual
that.
credit.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it is.
So the other problem is that we don't get grades very often from College Express. So when we do get them, it's like, oh, these 2 students have Fs and they've missed 15 days, and then we're playing catch up with it. So we've been talking about how we improve our communication with DAC, but we have to initiate most and all of the communication with DAC. So I don't know.
Are they supposed to provide the basis?
So,
Because they can't provide, so like the dual credits, you guys don't get any information on.
Right.
Right, okay, but this is, since it's like the vocational program,
right. And
they
so,
should be providing some feedback.
so yesterday I told the lady who was in charge of attendance, I'm like, I would like a daily update of who misses.
Yeah.
So I can keep track of that. And she's like, oh, okay. She's like, Georgetown does that. I'm like, all right. And then she's like, no one else really does that. But like, I would like to know just so who's coming and who's not. I'm like, I see this kid at school, but then I get a report saying they didn't show up. And we also got some kids that wouldn't show up to our school, but they'd be a dad, which I thought was, you know, they're like, well, that's college class. I should be there. I'm like, well, you should be here too. It's just, it's very gray and like, it's not very black and white to me.
Now, is this a separate program for, I know some students work, is that through this same program or is that
That's-
separate?
They have, so there's step through, students have IEPs, there's a STEP program that they help, like a work program. But then DAC offers they get credits for working and they have to verify their employment and their schedule and all that. It's kind of like College Express, but it's in that. It's sort of in a different area. It's very strange. There's a lot of different programs.
But those people would need to drive no matter what.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to that necessarily, they're going to their workplace.
And we don't get verification on workplace attendance either. So like if they're in the work study program and they don't go to their job. So that's probably something to discuss. I think.
I just think we're not really necessarily setting these kids up for success. If they're just like this one professor, he didn't care if I ever came. So are they thinking, okay, go to college, I don't really have to come to class, so they turn the stuff in online or wherever. I just feel like it's kind of.
Some don't.
some are.
Some don't, some
Yeah,
do,
I
like,
mean, they're juniors and seniors, right?
Yeah.
so I don't know.
So how many of these kids or families are going to argue with, I'm passing by my home, go all the way back to school to get in my car to then drive again home? Because I feel like this is where we've been at before with this, is that the parents are saying, I live that way. I have a Danville address and you're making my kid do this.
I mean, I think you take it from a safety angle. I mean, they're spending all that gas every day going back and forth to DAC, which they wouldn't need on transportation, so, you know. Yeah, I'm sure that's something that parents would be concerned about.
Some say,
But then if they give it in that step, well, they'll need a DAC.
Not too concerned about gas if they want to take the bus. I mean,
Yeah. That's just something I think about because like, that's a lot of money by the time you go back and forth to the DAC. I mean, I guess.
So they would have to come to. So if somebody, we'll just say that they live at home and they go to DAC for the beginning, which they typically don't, they typically go at 11 in the afternoon. They would still have classes at Oakwood at the high school. So they would need to drive to the high school to go, get on the bus, go to DAC, have DAC take it back, and then they get in the car and go home.
There's
So-
classes after
Yeah.
the dismissal.
Well, there is after.
Not after dismissal, in
But
the morning.
after they return from College Express, they still. So
No,
They
they could go, some do if they have a class that's offered 7th hour that they need to take. But for the most part, they come back and then they can go. But I'm just saying that, like, they're gonna drive to Oakwood High School anyway for classes in the morning
Right.
before they get on. So it's not like they go to DAC all day and they live in Danville, go to DAC, come back. They have to go to school and they have to drive to school to go to class in the morning.
Yeah, I'm not
No, but I'm
disagreeing.
saying, I could
I just
understand
think
the
like some of
others.
them are gonna say, well, I went in the morning to Oakwood, I'm driving to DAC for the afternoon.
And then you come back and take a
Yeah.
shorter route.
And
I get
then-
that too, but
I feel like we've had this
It-
argument or
it's
discussion
always,
from
it's
the
always
parents
been, and
before.
through the years, we have gone back and forth.
Yeah,
Like, it's just been the difference with, COVID kind of changed everything and we kind of stopped what we had traditionally done and it's really not been set back up.
Right.
since.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
How does the class of DAC affect eligibility if you're not knowing?
Well,
But that's a problem. It's always been a problem.
so, yeah, like if a kid takes 4 classes at Oakwood High School and they take 1 at DAC, if they're failing, they're ineligible. I mean,
Because it counts for two.
because they're only taking 5 courses. So that's kind of a no pass, no play if you're taking a class of DAC, which we go over and talk about. But that's the thing though too, usually they're pretty good if a student is failing, they will email Ms. Marsh. usually.
Okay.
And then we talk about that. But I don't usually get weekly grades from everybody to see how they're doing.
How many students did you say are participating currently?
I don't know.
I believe there's around 40.
Yeah, I was
40,
thinking of
yeah.
something with 40.
I think it's a great opportunity. I think it's a great thing to have, especially when we don't have the kind of classes that they offer, you know, especially like your vocational type stuff. And I think it's great. have a hard time with this, well, yeah, they missed so days, but they're still passing, or we're not gonna drop them, but the professor can if they want, or, I just feel like they're just kind of running rampant a little bit. They just kind of do what they want. And that's where I'm talking with Ms. Marsh about like, okay, and Bill, okay, sounds like we need to come up with a number, like, if you miss this is what's happening.
How would you recover them if they did have to, get dropped at? So if you determined that you adopted a policy after 8 absences, they have to be dropped from the program, how would you then recover them into?
Well, that's another thing too. That's something that Ms. Marsh and I have talked about as well, like, what do? Just come back to school and
Study hall?
sit in the study hall or find a class for them for credit? I don't know what to do.
Yeah, the problem is if they get dropped in November, they only have a month and a half maybe to try to get a whole semester of stuff in, which they can't. We don't have online, remote kind of learning available, so that's kind of the problem that we've had. And it's been, too, I think, I don't know if you talked with Dawn at all about, was that an issue with previous, before Stephanie?
I think that things have changed since COVID because now more things are offered online. So before, attendance was important because there were no online activities, no online assessments, no online anything. So when COVID happened and they switched, that made attendance less. Professors are like, yeah, you can view it, and get on a Google Meet and you can view it, or you can submit that online. That wasn't an issue really before COVID. It was not set up for that. It was structured more like a high school setting where you went to class, the instructor took care of. But now you can turn things in online, you can get notes online, your assignments are posted online.
So a lot of these College Express are really kind of online courses.
Very hybrid, yes.
Okay.
Hybrid.
So you're talking about 40 people. How many people are at risk of all this being said?
Oh, attendance wise,
No, I really don't care about attendance as long as they're passing.
I think last time we had 2 people failing last week.
Yeah, like 2 or 3.
One of the concerns is that if they're seniors and they're failing the DAT class and we're in April and they need those credits to graduate and we're not getting feedback, that's a problem for 1 month after graduation.
Well, the really weird thing is too, is that the attendance person wants to talk to the secretaries at our school, wants to know, well, why aren't they here? Like they want to know why aren't they showing up, but then there's no penalty for it. I'm like, what do you care? I'm like, if you're not gonna kick them out, like, well, why are you even asking?
So if we had a policy in place that said X number of days is all you're allowed to miss, but College Express had a higher number than that and they technically still passed the class, how can we sit here and say, no, you're dropped?
And see, that's with the online, maybe even some you don't necessarily have to go to any of the classes. As long as you get on, log in, turn in your
Participate when you
assignments,
need to.
participate when you need to. It changed everything.
I recently did college courses online and it's get on when you need to, kind of be an active participant when you need to. It's not like it used to be 20 years ago.
Did you flunk?
I kind of more afraid of the
No.
grade
60 degrees
issue than I am the attendance issue. Because you're correct, if the kid is failing us into April and he needs that class to graduate, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
Or she.
Yeah.
And you need to have a way to be able to see that.
Yeah.
And I don't know who's in charge of this program. Is Nick still in charge of this program?
Yeah.
Is there a way to
Yeah, and I talked to the
for
secretary.
him to be able to do it for all schools, be able to show all schools on a weekly or bi-weekly basis?
In the counseling meetings that I've attended at DAC with Stephanie, we have all, as principals and counselors, asked for better feedback in the county, and all of us have the same concern and issue with getting feedback and grades from DAC.
Do you,
How often do you meet, or is it just,
There's one meeting in the fall and one meeting in the, like, February area.
There was one not too long ago.
And, yeah. There was one recently, as well. I didn't attend that one, Stephanie did. But yeah, it's only a couple times a year. Early on, September area. DAC comes out and meets with all of the counselors and principals about their offerings and the students registered and all that, but we have brought it up each time. And it was a problem before I was here as well, so I don't know how to solve it.
Do you know how many course options they offer?
A lot.
A lot.
There's
So I'm just trying to think through, like, maybe if they offer 20 courses, but you have 2 of them that are problematic, is it an option for us, for Oakwood, to say, okay, we're no longer gonna offer these 2 courses as an option? because these
Is there
are-
an option where you could bring DAC to the kids instead of the kids to DAC, to where if it's online, then they're sitting in the library or whatever and they're doing their online.
Well, I mean, we
That
can't bring a
class.
welding station in.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's not gonna be online.
Sure, yeah.
But, I
All the
mean,
county schools that are attending those classes.
Right now.
Yeah, I don't know if we have the space and if they would, yeah, because the CNA class will have kids from Bismarck, Westville, Georgetown, like we have maybe 2 or 3 in that program, and then
it sounds like you're more concerned with the attendance with online than what you would necessarily be the hands-on lab type of stuff, like welding or CNA.
So if we had all the kids ride the bus, what do the kids do who, it is really more of an online course? Are they just kind of stuck hanging out at the library?
well, they're in attendance, like they're supposed to be in person in attendance, but some of them, if they have to be absent for like a orthodontist appointment, then some of the teachers allow, just like some of our teachers post everything on Google Classroom, well, a lot of them do, so when someone's absent for an appointment, that they can go on and make it up. But the idea is that they are in person. I think having the bus would allow accountability for the school side. Like, I know they got on the back bus, I know they came back, I know they went. And so it kind of leaves that, well, hey, this kid has 20 absences if it's April 16th. We're not finding out on April 16th if they've missed so many or that they're failing. We know they're missed, staying 5 days for DAC, so we can say, hey, what's going on, and try to intervene beforehand. So that's just a thought.
Zach, could you by chance send your requests, your ideas to Nick and see what he says and see how feasible it is, because we're dealing with college professors, and you and I both know they don't always see things the same way as a high school or
Right.
And getting them to take attendance every day, all of them, is probably never gonna happen.
Yep.
And a lot of times they post grades when they want to, not in an orderly fashion.
Maybe at the very end, yeah.
So just to see what he says
Okay.
with the people, because he'll know the people he's dealing with on the other side of this coin too.
Right.
And he'll be able to tell you that's never gonna happen, or,
And it is what it is, right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, PK8 principal, Ms. Lepenis.
So just one update, we started our end of the year grade level meetings today, and we met with first grade. I'm gonna share more information in the May board report for you so that you can see the agenda and some of the discussions that we've had, but we're deep diving a bit into the data from MAPS for the spring testing, or actually the winter testing. Spring will be coming up here soon. And then our big plan is just really pushing engagement. We all know it's the end of the year. Everybody gets restless, adults and children. So engagement is a huge piece, especially when schedules are changed and everybody's thrown off of what they're used to each day. So we're just challenging everybody to try a new engagement strategy and then share that with us. We will be doing a drawing for those people that share their feedback with us for a really cool prize. I don't know what it is yet, but it'll be cool. And so we'll do that in May, and we have lots of staff members who have made videos of them doing some really fun, engaging activities that we've shared on the dashboard with everybody so that they can see them. So we're excited about this round of grade level meetings and wrapping it up in a positive fashion.
Any questions for Ms. Lepenis? Thank you. Ms. Acton?
All right, I don't have much to add to my report. The only thing is we're finishing up our truancy meetings for the year, so Heidi's wanting to wrap everything up. So in looking at the data, the three of us looked at some of our students yesterday who we are really concerned with whether or not they're going to move on to the next grade level. We were looking at 14 students and we were able to successfully remove 6 off of that list who have had significant improvement since January. Having Heidi come once a month and meet with those students, having Troy in the building, and the three of us looking at that attendance data daily, I think has really helped. So for those 6, it really made a difference. So I included that in the board report too.
Any questions for Ms. Acton? Thank you. Ms. Johnson?
I don't have anything really new to add. We completed our graduation pictures today, so that was a huge chunk of our day with a great success. The kids are amazing. We added cords this year to represent their houses, and I do see that being a tradition that we continue. Other than that, Scholastic Bowl regionals are coming up, and just like Nicole said, just the end of the year. Crazy, but good crazy.
Any question for Ms. Johnson? Thank you. Curriculum, or I'm sorry, technology, Mr. Richardson.
I don't have anything to add to my report.
Mr. Wolf is not here. Maintenance custodial, Mr. Siddons.
A lot going on. It's a busy time of the year. Grass did start growing, so it's about a everyday job. We've been down one custodian, so through the daytime, so that's hurt a little bit, trying to get things done. Went up to Newtown this week, started picking up sticks, trimming the tree. I did get a hold of a couple people. They are interested in, they've been chopping on it. Somebody's been chopping on it. Can't tell you which one or who's actually been doing it. But the tree has been chopped on that everybody's been concerned about. But there is a lot of limbs still down, a lot of work up there yet to do. Trying to stay ahead with our other places around here, trying to get some rolling done on our fields to get them taken care of. Got a lot of projects, still getting lists from people wanting things or think they need something. So every day somebody's coming to me and asking me if we can do something. So I'm trying to get a list together. It grows every day. Talked to Bill slightly on some projects. Couple of things that I feel like that are really important is we've got a couple hallways, one at the high school and one at the grade school that's the 4 tiles chipping. The one at the high school is coming up because of asbestos under it that's flaring. Bill and I have talked, trying to find a solution for that. He's given me a couple ideas, so I'm going to start checking on them on Monday. Also, some tuck pointing at the high school. I've been getting some bids for that because we got some areas on the back of the high school that's going to need to be taken care of. The brick are falling out, they're chipped, the water is damaged from past years. So I'm getting a bid on that. I do think that the air conditioner here at the unit office, he was out this week. We're looking at under 20,000 to put it back in use with a new one. So I'm just get the final bid on that so I can give the bill. We still got the gym floors, a lot of ROE items to do, that update before next year. We got some ROE projects we need to do. We'll do over the summertime. One of the things we've been really working on is at the grade school, you notice that all the doors are numbered on the outside, but not at the high school. We've gone in and redone the whole mapping at the high school. We've done the whole map. James has worked on designing that. So it kind of looks like the grade school. Everything will be coincide. We will then put after the school year, we'll put the new numbers up around the doors. Some of the classrooms we're going to have to renumber. We've been sending it out to the principals and staff, and then Chris and I I've talked about it. That shouldn't be much of a problem, so we're trying to get more so that if we do have an emergency, the ambulance knows what door to go to, the fire department knows what place to go to. If we have a lockdown, the police department will know where they gotta go. Once I get these together, Troy would like for me to give him the copy so he can give it to the Vermillion County Sheriff's Department so they can kind of look over it and see if there's anything. So we've been really concentrating on trying to get security around the buildings, so everybody knows what's going on. So really, there's a lot going on. There's going to be a lot of little things to do. So that's just some of the projects we're looking at.
Any question from Mr. Siddons? Thank you, sir. Agenda item 9, do I have a motion to go into closed session to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, employee discipline, student discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body? Roll call.
Motion by Hicks, seconded by Hart to enter closed session at 6:12 PM. Hicks?
Yes.
Janeski?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Footer?
Yes.
Hart?
Yes.
Motion carried, roll call vote 2.
Good.
Do I have a motion to re-enter open session at 6:52 PM?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Motion by Hicks, seconded by Woodard to re-enter open session at 6:52 PM. Janeski?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Woodard?
Yes.
Hart?
Yes.
Hicks? Motion carried by roll call vote 3.
Agenda item 10, old business discussion. I don't believe we have any for this evening. Agenda item 11, consideration action. Hiring is contingent upon completing the background checks and Faith's Law compliance. Agenda item 11A, we have a recommendation to approve a resolution to permanently transfer from the education fund to the O&M fund $2.5 million.
So basically, by us buying our bonds, part of that money is going to be replaced in June when the last set of bonds start to refund that we bought. This will basically cover the roofing project at the grade school. And even though that project was supposed to be 2.2, I just want to make sure we had enough to cover it, so we didn't have to transfer money again.
So a motion to approve the recommendation as presented.
So moved.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Motion by Lynn, seconded by Hart to approve the transfer from the education fund to the O&M fund as presented. Lynn?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Woodard?
Yes.
Hart?
Yes.
Hicks?
Yes.
Janeski?
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 4.
Agenda item 11B, we have a recommendation to approve the 25-26 school calendar. A motion to approve the recommendation as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Everything is aligned.
Yes, so we have 2 Teacher Institute days to start the year. We have an Institute Day. The Monday would come back after Christmas break, and the last day of school will be a half-day in service. So that was one of the things that I sit down and talk to Mrs. Grimm and the union about, and we all agreed would work. So that's what we have done.
Day after Thanksgiving, is that out still?
Yeah, it's always off. Yes.
Roll call.
Motion by Janeski, seconded by Woodard to approve the 2025-2026 school calendar as presented. Smith?
Yes.
Woodard?
Yes.
Hart?
Yes.
Hicks?
Yes.
Janeski?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
You won't have that day off. It'll be a basketball game.
Agenda item 11C, we have a recommendation to approve the hiring of Tyler Owen as PE teacher at Oakwood High School.
Yes, I interviewed Mr. Owen a month ago. And Mr. Owen is finishing up his student teaching in Chrisman. He's a graduate of Chrisman. He's former military. He was a high jumper in college. And I think he'll be a great asset to Oakwood High School in the physical education department.
Do a motion to approve the recommendation as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Motion by Hicks, seconded by Woodard to approve the employment of Tyler Owen as presented. Woodard?
Yes.
Hart?
Yes.
Hicks?
Yes.
Janeski?
Yes.
Lynn?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 6.
Agenda item 11D, we have a recommendation to approve Deborah Hanskin as the district bookkeeper.
So we interviewed 5 different people for that position. Amy and Dinah and Shannon and myself were on that interview team, and unanimously, Miss Hanskin was the number 1 choice for all 4 of us. She's actually started to come in and work with Dinah and start to get trained up, and so we think she'll do a really good job.
Do I have a motion to approve the recommendation as presented?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Motion by Hart, seconded by Hicks to approve the employment of Deborah Hanskin as presented. Hart?
Yes.
Hicks,
Yes.
Janeski,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Woodard.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 7.
Agenda item 11E, we have a recommendation to approve the required health policies, procedures recommended by Sarah Brown, our school nurse.
So you had a long list of what those policies and procedures were. It's just something that, once again, the state continues to mandate things that we must do and offer and have as procedure and policies regarding health in our schools. So once again, this is basically required by school code. So
Do I have a motion to approve the recommendation as presented?
Make a motion.
Sure. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Roll call?
Motion by Woodard, seconded by Hicks to approve the health policies procedures as presented. Hicks,
Yes.
Janeski,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Woodard,
Yes.
Hart.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 8.
Agenda item 11F, we have a recommendation to approve Lillian Miller as the personal aide for the remainder of the 24-25 school year.
She's completed all of her requirements and actually already started, and it's been a great addition.
Do I have a motion to approve the recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Motion by Lynn, seconded by Woodard to approve the employment of Lillian Miller as presented. Janeski,
Yes.
Lynn,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Woodard,
Yes.
Hart,
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 9.
Agenda item 11G, we have a recommendation to approve the renewal of the membership in IESA for 25-26 year.
So moved.
Have a second? Any discussion? Roll call?
Motion by Janeski, seconded by Hart to approve the IESA membership renewal as presented. Lynn,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Woodard,
Yes.
Hart,
Yes.
Hicks,
Yes.
Janeski.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 10.
Agenda item 12, we have no new business. Our next regularly scheduled board meeting will be May 21st, 2025 at 5:30 PM. There will likely be a special meeting on April 21st at 3 PM. We will notice that as required once we confirm for reorganization.
And just real quick, I want to thank everybody for allowing me to start with you for the past 2 years. I've enjoyed it. I've learned a lot, and it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Good luck.
Good
job.
Thank you.
We have a motion to adjourn at 7 PM.
Make a motion. Thank you, Bob.
Have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Motion by Woodard, seconded by Hicks to adjourn at 7 PM. Smith,
Yes.
Woodard,
Yes.
Hart,
Yes.
Hicks,
Yes.
Janeski,
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes.
Motion carried by roll call vote 11.
Since we won't have another like normal board meeting before graduation,